Deadlifts, no matter how weak you are, start at 60 kg. You put a 20 plate on either end. It starts there. That's where you warm up. No questions asked. Not the bar. You don't start with a bar. You start with 20 kg. This video is about deadlifts. The first one being conventional. Now, no matter what type of deadlift you're doing, get your feet out. Take your shoes off. Get the money makers out. The reason for this is because it takes away the compressible sole of your shoe and gets you flat to the ground. It also reduces the range of motion ever so slightly, but every little bit helps, especially when it comes to fine margins if you're a powerlifter. So you deadlift with the shoes off. All right, deadlifts start in this position here. You'll see that as I'm looking down at the bar, my feet are being cut in half by the bar. They're directly over the center of my feet. And this will allow me to get in the right position. So when we bend down to pick up the bar, our shins should be touching like this. Now this is the position I'm deadlifting from. A lot of people, they will grab the bar and they'll like lower their hips and they'll start like this. And then instantly, as soon as they start trying to lift, their hips will shoot up to the position where they should be anyway. And then they'll start pulling. So instead of doing that, we want to stay in the exact position that shins touch the bar with. We don't want to be squatting down really low, ready to pick it up. So we start from this position here, and we want to do what's called taking the slack out of the bar. Now, of course, with 60 kg or 40 kg on the bar, there's not going to be a great deal of slack. But once you get up to, past 200 kilograms, you're going to be pulling out a bit of slack in the bar. And that is to get your body in the right position, set, ready to do the actual lift. So right now, I haven't taken the slack out. You'll hear it. That's me taking the slack out of the bar. Brace my core, engage my glutes, engage my hamstrings. And then I'm going to set my shoulders back like this. And now I'm in the right position. You'll notice that I'm not I haven't shrugged the bar at any point. I haven't tried to bend my arms. You'll see a lot of people, they take the slack out of their arms when they deadlift. They go like this. You don't want to do that. You want your arms to already be fully locked out. Your head wants to be in a neutral position. You don't want your head being up like this. You definitely don't want your head being down like this. So the same angle as your back. I was looking forward. Brace. Pull the slack out, engage your lats. Another thing I like to think about is same as the bench press. You want to try and bend the bar inwards like that. That's a great way to think about it. And what this does, it engages the muscles in your back so that when you do go to do the pull, you have maximum power going through the bar. Next thing I want to talk about is the 2 stages of a deadlift. From here up until about here, we go from a leg press to a hip thrust. Now, a leg press is obviously using the big muscles in your thighs, your quads, your hamstrings, and a hip thrust is just using your glutes. So if you've got a weak lockout, then you need stronger glutes, you need to do some hip thrusts. If you've got a weaker start, then your legs aren't strong enough to get the bar off the ground. Hip thrust. At the top, we're going to contract our glutes, fully extend, look straight ahead, and that is the top of the rep. On the way down, you want to control it, or just drop it if you're hard as me, because that's what I do.
Maybe tell people not to do that.
Yeah, okay, don't drop the weights, just be sensible. When you get obviously a lot heavier than this, you'll need to change up the grip that you grab the bar with. Now, double overhand is fine up till probably, depending on how strong you are, up to 100 kilos or whatever. But the reason why it becomes a lot harder after this is because the bar rolls. Now the bar will just roll out of your hands like this and make it much harder to stay attached to it. So to compensate for this, you want to do a mixed grip, because one arm is making the bar want to roll that way, and the other arm is making it roll that way. So therefore it cancels it out, gives you a lot stronger grip. So pick whichever arm feels more comfortable over and under. You can switch every set if you really care about imbalances that much, but I don't. I just stay with this. Mixed grip here, left hand under, right hand over. The only other alternative is something called hook grip, which I used to use when my thumbs were a lot stronger. I don't know why, but I can't do it anymore. It kills. Pretend this side is the bottom of the bar for now, and I'm on top of it. We're gonna wrap our thumb round, and then we're gonna take our first 2 fingers and put them on top of our thumb, like so, and then just grip the bar like normal the rest. And that is how we're gonna be grabbing the bar like this. Now, this does literally attach you to the bar with like no effort in your grip. Like you are fully attached to the bar in this position. However, it fucking kills your thumbs. So if you want to be hard and just deal with the pain, then you might be able to lift a lot more. So it's probably worth it. A tip I see like professional powerlifters do, they grow out their thumbnail so they've got more to grip on when doing the hook grip. But anyway, we're going into...
That's tragic.
Nah, that's cool as fuck, mate. Next bit is the sumo deadlift, which I love to max out on because I can get more weight. Now, the sumo deadlift requires you to have more flexible hips. Your hips have got to be able to open like this. The reason for this is because it makes it a lot easier for you to leverage the weight up. Now, with sumo deadlifts, if you can get your knees out as far as you can almost get the inside of your thighs parallel to the bar. The more you could do that, the more it's like pretty much a cheat code to lift this weight. With sumo deadlifts, it's not like we need to cut our feet in half when we're looking down at the bar. We actually need to start when we're stood up like this. We actually start with our shins already touching the bar. So when we come down, our shins are like the same distance still. Now, in this position, we need our shins to be vertical, perpendicular to the floor is like the most optimal, like the most efficient way to lift is having your shins perpendicular to the floor, is what I'm trying to say. Figure out where your feet need to be. This will just take some getting used to, really. Sumo is actually quite hard to master at first, but after a while, you'll be able to leverage a lot more weight out of it. So same things apply. We're trying to get our glutes as close to the bar as we can, so we're as upright as possible. I'm gonna go down, grab the bar, take the slack out, and then it's pretty much just a leg press through. And we want to push our glutes, doing that hip thrust at the end. And a thing I forgot to mention in the conventional one, keep the bar as close to our body throughout the duration of the lift as possible. We're starting with the bar touching our shins because we're trying to get it as close to our body as we can throughout the duration of the lift. We don't start on our shins and then lift it and it like comes away like this. That puts us in a really weak position. We need to keep it nice and close. And it goes directly up, just like the squat, and directly down. We also want to almost be scraping our knees as we come up. You see a lot of people deadlifting and they have like scratches going up their legs from how close they're keeping the bar. That's the level you want to keep it. You want to keep the bar as nice, close to your body as you can. Same as the squats, same as the conventional deadlift. We want the bar path to be going directly up and directly down. Head in neutral position, arms locked out, slack out the bar, drive through with the glutes, bar path nice and straight, vertically up, vertically down. My shins are perpendicular to the ground, my glutes tucked in, braced, and then explode up. Again, we already covered the mixed and the hook grip, but you can figure out which one of those are optimal for you. And that is how you deadlift.